very easy indeed. To be considerate, think of the consequences, think maybe 10, 15, 20 years ahead, is not so easy. But even if we say that being childish is easy, it is not really easy, because the consequences are terrible indeed. The consequences of that behavior that is not serious are bad, because rushing before time is from the shaitan. And the aqibah, the end, the victory in the end will be for those who have taqwa. So, therefore, that is not what the Prophet ﷺ did. And these people, even to the extent that they were laughing, falling over themselves from laughter. These mushriks, these idolaters who did it to the Prophet ﷺ. So therefore, that was the recompense. And if you imagine, and to conclude the lecture, the answer to the question, and this is something that is a question, and we cannot explore all the aspects of this issue in detail. The difference between, and the time that lapsed between the Prophet ﷺ experiencing that whilst he was in sujood, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answering his prayer, was many, many years. So therefore, one of us should not say, I have made dua, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not answering. Because Allah made for everything an appointed term that is written. Everything will happen when it is time to happen. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that indeed those who hurt and wrong the believing men and women, without them earning that and having any fault for that, then they indeed earn the buhtan, the tremendous lie and the clear sin. And we find in Surah Al-Buruj, in the story of those believers who were thrown into the ditches or into the ditch, their only fault was that they believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They did not transgress limits against those people. They did not try to kill them or somehow hurt them. The only fault they had and the only sin they had was that they believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another important point that we must say is, do we confine jihad and the concept of jihad just to explaining the truth and delivering the proof? No, we don't. I come from Egypt. In Egypt we have an army. Anyone who wants to do jihad with his own self, I advise them to join the army. And due to the fact that Egypt have an army, the Jewish state, which they call Israel, cannot do the same things in Egypt that they're doing in Lebanon. For them to fly to Lebanon and come back is like a weekend trip or something. It's like a holiday. Go and look around Beirut and come back. There's no problem, because Lebanon, they don't have a proper army. But Egypt do. And they actually have had victories over them, alhamdulillah. And a person, a soldier, who is a member of that army, who is on the borders of Egypt, guarding, I consider him to be a mujahid. To be a person who can expect tremendous reward for what he does and doing an extremely important job. But with those people, they consider jihad only to be to rebel against the ruler, to kill and shed blood, and to corrupt the land. So therefore, we differ with them in our definition of jihad. In our definition of jihad generally and in detail, we differ with them from the very principle and the branches of our definition. So therefore we differ with them in almost everything that relates to jihad. I would like to take this opportunity again, Ikhwan, to thank the Sheikh, and hopefully inshallah we'll have another lecture hopefully. جزاكم الله خير.